Hey everybody, Chris here with the lovely Amanda. We're going to be showing you how to make tadpole food. So first of all, this is the stuff you will need. An ice cube tray, depending on how much you want, maybe 2 ice cube trays. Romaine lettuce, and a pot to boil water. Feel free to also microwave your water if you wish. It doesn't really matter, but it does tend to kind of boil over and get kind of weird in the microwave, so I like to use the pot. Anyways, you don't need this much. That's the first thing I want you guys to understand. You don't need this much. You can make a lot less, but if you make it all in one gigantic group, you'll never need to make it again, and that's what's kind of awesome about it. So, obviously this isn't very much nutrition for the tadpoles, so you do need to supplement your tadpole, feeding your tadpoles not just romaine lettuce, but also a tadpole food that will give them protein so they can start growing the rest of their legs. I just want to point that out really quick, that a lot of people just feed them lettuce, and that will lead to them being not so happy. Anyways, first thing you want to do is boil the lettuce. So we're going to put all this lettuce inside the bowl. Which obviously we are going to boil. Boil it for about 10 minutes. Doesn't need to be perfect, but about 10 minutes is all you need. And also, being the cool person that I am, I was microwaving some water to help heat this up a little bit faster. Alright, and with the power of editing skills, 10 minutes. So there's one thing that I forgot to mention. Before you put all your lettuce in, make sure you try to pick out the really, really white, crunchy stuff, because the tadpoles will not eat it. Or it might sit in there a little bit too long and they'll eat that last, and you don't want it to sit in there for too long. So try and take the stuff out if possible, but it's not a necessity by any means. So it's been 10 minutes now and our lettuce looks fantastic. Amanda, get a nice zoomed in view. It looks like we're cooking something fancy for him. Got some fancy feast right here. So now we need to drain all the water off. There we go there. Pot is good. And let's get all this stuff out of here. Feel free to drain it in a different way. I just find this the easiest way to do it for myself. And there we go. We got it all set up. Now what noobs might do is they might try and cut the lettuce with a knife. You can do it a couple different ways. You can try and cut it with a knife, but it's like, it works okay, but it's like, you know, you gotta be stylish about it and everything, and just kind of makes it mushy, and it's not usually the best thing to do. You could also put it in like a food processor or a blender or something before you get started, and that will help out for sure. But the easiest and best way, pizza style. Discovered. Amanda's idea, the pizza style. You cut the lettuce just like so. You might need to move it around to get it kind of in smaller piles to make it work somewhat effectively, but it works perfect. So after you get your lettuce all minced up, ready to go, all you gotta do is one last little step, and that is drop it into ice cube trays. Obviously there's other ways to do this, but this is one of the easiest ways to do it. This will allow you to use it whenever you want. It'll last for a very long time in this stage. If you put it in the fridge or something, it might not last quite as long, and it might still end up spoiling, so be careful with that. So anyways, you can make any size you want. Now I have pretty big tadpoles, and I have a lot of tadpoles that are the small ones. So I make reasonably big size cubes, you know, right around that size or so. It doesn't need to be perfect, but right around that size, and you can just put them kind of in the corners over here. Man, if you want to get a zoom in view on this stuff. Do it as fast or as slow as you want, whatever. Make some big ones for fancy feast days if you want to. Totally cool. we just made 32, unless I made some really bad math mistakes, little cubes of lettuce. And that we will pop in the freezer really quick. For about 1 hour. As soon as you're done, pop them in a little baggie or something, and you got 32 days worth of tadpole food, or about a month. And if you have 2 tanks, probably only about 16 days. I feed my tadpoles every single day, and I think you should feed yours every single day, but if you have too much food left over every single day, that is a bad thing. So make sure your tadpoles are eating all of the food that you feed them, otherwise you are overfeeding them. We will go upstairs and we'll show you the tadpoles eating in a few minutes, with the power again of editing! Hey there guys, we're in my room now. We're going to check out the tadpoles eating their delicious food and see what they think about it. So let's check them out. Here are the little baby toadpoles right here. You can actually see them chomping down on that lettuce. They're just surrounding it. They're like attacking it viciously. It's kind of sweet actually to see. I really wish my tank was a little bit cleaner. I will admit it is fairly dirty. This is usually where I leave their food, and then they kind of poop a lot over here. I really wish there was a better way to clean it, but sadly there just isn't. If I got a filter, it would suck up the tadpoles and probably kill them. So I do have another little mini filter over there that helps out a little bit, but like I said, it's not perfect. Also, one other thing that I wanted to point out is the fact that if you don't get rid of those big crunchy white pieces, they will not eat it readily. They will eat it eventually if they're starved or something, but they just don't like it as much as the nice green stuff, as you can plainly see. So try not to leave it in there if you can, try and remove it, and that will keep them nice and healthy. Now moving on to the Bullfrog Tadpoles. We got one in the back there, he's nomming on some of the random stuff that kind of fell off over there. But overall, they're actually not that interested in the food at the moment. I don't know why. It's probably because I fed them some tadpole food earlier. But overall, they're still happy, they're healthy, they'll eat when they want to. Maybe they're saving it for a midnight snack or something. And that's all I have for you guys today, so if you enjoyed this video, obviously, press the like button. I really appreciate that. And have a super duper delicious day.